Weight going to the toes. That goes out. Coming down. Right leg thrust forward. Blocks you. Pushes it out. You could be too much inside. Club's working out. Hosel hits the ball. Could be over the top. Down here. Club's outside the ball target line. Doesn't get pulled in. Hits there. The list goes on. All right. It's very hard for you to know, well, which one are you? Hey golfers, and welcome to my YouTube channel. In today's video, we're going to talk about something that plagues a lot of golfers and gets them in a lot of trouble. It is actually statistically the most destructive shot that you can hit on a golf course, and that is a shank. Now, just if you don't hit shanks, don't think that you don't fall into this category and it could really help you. If you are somebody who tends to heel the ball as a miss, then this is also really going to help you out. We are much safer being on this side of the golf club, obviously not off the grooves, but here to here is a much safer spot to hit the golf ball from than flirting with this. If you've ever hit one, you know it isn't the nicest thing. All right, guys. So before we get started with that, if you're new to the channel, welcome. If you haven't done so already, please don't forget to hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and let's get started. Okay, so firstly, diagnosing this. How do you know if you fall into this category? Okay, well, one is quite clear. If you hit a shot and it comes right from the hosel, actually nailed that. It was meant to come from the hosel, but from the hosel and the ball shoots off kind of low, violently to the right. Okay, you get a lot of vibrations through the shaft. That is a shank, and this is going to help you. Now, if you ever hit a shot where you hit the golf ball and you come, and I get this a lot in coaching, so they'll hit the golf ball, they bring the club back, and they go, "Why is my face pointed closed?" Okay, well, when you come in and hit, doesn't even have to be the hosel, but just this portion of the club, there's essentially, if you think about it, as I hit this with the heel, there is twisting going on, okay? Now, again, you might feel this through your hands where you hit the ball, and I hear this all the time, my grip slipped, okay? Your grip didn't actually slip. What happened is you hit this part of the club, the heel, maybe not the shank, but the heel, and it turned that way in your hands. It slips in your hands, and what's the next thing that people do? Grip it tighter. And then that's a no-go. It wasn't because you gripped it too loose that it slipped. It's where it hit. You couldn't hold on to it tight enough for that thing to twist in your hands because the ball hit this part of the club. Okay? So let's dive into, that's something that's actually really important there. So if you fall into those categories, the other thing you can do is spray the face with, I kind of use dry shampoo for my hair as well. Am I joking? I don't. I walk into the shop. It's quite awkward when you buy it, but dry shampoo, spray the face, hit a shot, and it'll leave an imprint. You can use a whiteboard marker, hit a ball, paint just on the side of the ball, hit a shot, and that also will leave an imprint as to where you're striking it. Don't go off one shot, hit 5 or 6 or maybe even 10 and look at the pattern as to where you're hitting it. All right, so let's look at what causes this and also get you a drill to help you fix it. Okay, so what is it, right? You're going to hear, I put it on Facebook and things and all sorts, and it comes up and people go, "You're standing too close, you're too far, you're over the top, you're in the out, your weight's moving towards the heels or the toes," and all this stuff. And yes, some of that is true, but the actual true way to fix this is through some skill and intention. All right, so firstly, like anything, if you've watched my channel, it's about understanding where it comes from, how it happens, in order for you to fix it. All right, I'll not stand here and say do this, do that. You need to understand it if you expect it to change. Okay, so hopefully first thing you're checking is the ball does start in the middle of the club face. Again, some people with this problem don't realize it, but they start on this side, more on the heel. Okay, so we're starting in the middle. Now imagine we've made our swing, the back swing. It could even be on a chip shot. Big swing, we come back. What's happened is the club has arrived further away than when it started. Okay, so that's the simple term. You look at it. I start in the middle, make my swing. Club has arrived further away than where it was at address, okay? So think of it this way. Imagine I make this alignment stick a circle, and like the bottom of the swing, the arc. Okay, so imagine that this is the center of the club, the sweet spot on this stick. I make my backswing, it comes down. Now the sweet spot is out here, and ultimately that would cause the heel, okay? Now that could be happening for many different reasons. Okay, weight can be going to the toes. You could be, like, there's lots of reasons. What I'm going to show you is a nice little external drill that'll take care of it all without you having to think too much about it. So it could be up here, weight going to the toes, that goes out, coming down, right leg thrust forward, blocks you, pushes it out. You could be too much inside, club's working out, hosel hits the ball, could be over the top, down here, club's outside the ball target line, doesn't get pulled in, hits there. The list goes on, all right? It's very hard for you to know, well, which one are you? Okay, maybe you go for less and you can figure that out, but this drill will fix it regardless which one you are. Okay, so let's take a look at this drill. Really good one. I put it on Facebook, helped so many people as well. I think you'll really like this one. Okay, so starting in the middle, arriving, heel. All right, start on the toe, move to the middle. Make sense? Does make sense, but that's not actually the fix, because all you do there is encourage this motion. Remember, club's moving further away than when it started. We start on the toe. In order to make contact with that, we need to move even further out. So it's not actually the fix. That would make it a lot worse. A lot of people do that. That's why I'm pointing this out. We want to think left wing, opposite, right? Start. This will scare you first. Set up. Start actually on the heel. So you can see that I'm starting on the hosel. Okay. Now what's that forcing me to do? Well, if I come down and move out like my normal move when the ball's in the middle, I'll pretty much miss the ball. And obviously we don't want to do that. Okay. So what does your brain do? It says, right, I'll start on the heel. And this is also not something that you do. You start normal and then just move it onto the heel. I want you to actually physically stand, address it on the heel. Now throughout the swing, then you have to learn, okay, I need to bring it more closer to me. Remember the stick, bringing it closer into the downswing. Put simply though, start on the heel. If you're anything like me and you like to wear a good quality leather glove when you're playing golf, but don't fancy paying a high price tag for it only to fall apart in about 3 shots, well, go and check out my channel sponsors page, gxgolfgloves.com. Use code David at checkout and you'll save yourself a nice little bit of cash as well. And learn then to miss the heel, okay? Sounds mad and sounds counterintuitive because you're hitting it on the heel, you're going to start there. That in itself is madness, but it works, okay? So here on the heel again. I sure don't want to go that way. Oh, the one other thing, the shot that you might find you get sometimes if you're extreme case of the Shanks, you actually hit the backside and the club the ball kind of tops over to the left. That's just an extreme version. So I meant to point that one out. Okay, so we're fixing. We're on the heel. Start here. I'm going to feel the club then. Move closer to me and back to the sweet spot. Here. And 3. I like that drill too because it almost makes you kind of rotate better. You'll see when you try it. But do try this drill if you do struggle with the heels or the Shanks or that real extreme one, because I can guarantee you it's really going to fix it and you'll not have to think so much about your golf swing, like the weight and all those things I mentioned. Just get good at this. Start on heel. Learn to miss the heel. Alright guys, thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please let me know in the comments. Please hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you guys in the next one.